Alright, and we're live. How's it going, everybody? This is Video Boy, and welcome to another live stream. So, I kind of fixed a little bit of the bugs from yesterday. I was just doing it now, that's why the live stream started a little late, because I was fixing those bugs. But not completely. So, when we have two clients open, the second one doesn't see the animation for some reason. So that's what we're going to fix right now. I'm just going to tweet out that we're streaming now. But yeah, that's basically the only bug. So now the player doesn't move when they're using the thrust, which is good. And we also fixed a couple other bugs related to that. So yeah. So I'm just going to tweet it out. Hey, how's it going, Raging Rabbit? Okay, so there you go. It's all tweeted out now. So basically, the main issue is that the other clients do not see. Here, I'll just show you guys. Also, I think I'm going to add in the settings again because the sound effects are getting super annoying with the coins and all that. So you can see it works, and if you try moving and doing it, it stops the movement. Oh, it's a little glitchy when it kind of jumps a little bit after. So I'll probably look into that. But the main issue right now is if we get two clients open. If this one uses a sword, you don't see it on the other client, which is obviously a bug. But for this client, if he uses the use animation, it works fine. So yeah, that's the main bug right now. I tried checking. Oh, hey, how's it going? You changed your name, right? I think you used to be Oliver. Subtle Oliver, is that it? How's it going, guys? Hey, we're 6 people now. It's pretty awesome. Stream seems to be doing okay. Well, 22% job packets, but alright. I rewatched the streams over a little bit, and they don't seem too bad, so I wouldn't worry about the numbers. I should have probably showed it. But basically, wait a second, I need to try something here. So basically what happens is whenever the client gets a snapshot of the world, it also gets the animations that the different entities are using. So I'm basically just checking if the other client receives the snapshot where it says that the player is using the thrust animation, because I know it's being sent out, but it seems like it's being skipped for some reason. So let's just say, let's just put the name of the entity as well, just so we have an idea. Okay, here, let me see. Sword sign, teleport, Archipelo. Okay, those are the names. It's the animation. It seems like for some reason there's less packets that come in. Although I can't tell for sure though. Here, I'm going to try something else. I'm going to also put the state time. This is just basically tells how long the client's been running for. So it would be a good like number to tell, because when it's just the same text scrolling over and over again, you can't really tell. I'm starting to think maybe I have an idea though why, but maybe not. Okay, so let's look. Oops. Let's look at the time. See if the time stops here. Yeah, it's definitely pausing when we do this. Okay. I don't know why that would be happening, but it is happening, so let's look into it. Maybe it's an issue with threading or something on the clients. Ooh, that could be super annoying to come back and fix. Okay, so we definitely know that they're not being updated properly. So it seems like snapshots aren't being read when thrust animation is running, which is really bizarre. But the server is sending the thrust animations. I can tell, I have it here. See, it says thrust animations being run. Okay. Yeah, this is so weird. I wasn't expecting this to happen. Let's check the event code. So what calls this? That should be in the entity. Interpolate. So it seems like interpolation stops when we're using the thrust. These are the kinds of bugs that I find really weird because they have nothing to do with each other. Like, I don't really see how pressing a button could affect this. But like I said, it could be a threading issue. So like one of the threads just stops running while the button's being pressed. Although that's a bit weird. Actually, I want to see something. If that is the case, then if we look at the teleporter, it should kind of stop moving whenever we use the sword. It should glitch it out. Let's see, it's fine. Yeah, see, and then it stops the animation of it. Okay, let's go into the snapshot manager. Let's see what could be the reason why it's not doing it. Okay, so it tells the world interpolate. So let's just see how this works here. So this is when the actual snapshot manager tells the world, okay, you need to update yourself to match what the server has. So let's see if this also stops whenever we use the sword. If it doesn't, then I think it might have to do with something in the world class, like a condition. I think I remember putting a condition there, but I don't remember what for. Whoops. It looks like it stops. Hold on, I can't really tell exactly. I should just put debug mode on so I don't have to restart it. Welcome everybody to the live stream. Actually, I have 9 viewers now. It's pretty awesome. If any of you are new, please subscribe. I don't mostly do live streams. Well, lately I've been doing quite a few of them, and I will be continuing, but channel's more about devlogs and stuff like that. And also there's some tutorials too if you want to try to make your own games. It's a good way to start. Actually, somebody made a game after watching the tutorials, which I was pretty happy about. I can send you guys the link if you want. It was in one of the YouTube videos. It's in the comment section. Okay, so the World Snapshot Manager stops as well. Maybe it's a synchronization issue? Let's look at the server again. I don't know if the server has a state time though. Oh, nice. Yeah, well, if you guys made some pretty cool games with the tutorials, or even if they're pretty beginner, send them over. I'd definitely be interested in checking it out. Okay, so the server continually sends them, so it's definitely an issue with the client. You're like one of those thin matrix guys, eh? Yeah, I guess it might be more efficient. I don't know. For 2D games, like, I wouldn't even bother just doing straight OpenGL. libgdx is nice and simple. Also, it's multi-platform too, which is nice. Alright, well, there's a couple of conditions here, so let's put that up here just so we can see. Yeah, Box 3D Lights is a bit yeah, wrong matrix. I'm pretty sure most of you have seen Thin Matrix, right? He kind of, well, his channel is similar to mine, but much bigger. So you guys have probably seen him. But he does devlogs. He does behind the scenes devlogs too, which are cool. And he also does tutorials, but he does pure OpenGL. That's why I was joking with Raging Rabbit about it. Okay, so it's not a threading issue, that's for sure. So it's definitely something with one of these conditions is preventing the client from getting very far with it. Okay, that's good. And if there's less than 2 packets. Okay, well, I think obviously now it should cause the bug. Yeah. So it seems like it is running, it is getting the interpolation packets, but for some reason they're not arriving until a little too late. So it's like, for some reason, it's taking a while for one of the packets to come. But I think it is being sent out. Let's try something. Let's do that like this. And we'll do a test condition here like that. Hello. So it really is like it's waiting for a packet to arrive. And this, yeah, this is the handle packet method. Well, let me just check this. Oh, whoops. I don't really stop it at a good time, but yeah, well, I guess I live stream more often. Plus, I think he's gone too, right, for the next couple of weeks, so. I want to test it without holding the sword. I want to see if just using a basic use animation will cause the bug as well. No, it doesn't seem to do it. What's this error here? Alright, so the server does send out the packets. I never expected to be having to figure something out like this today. Okay, so let's go into where the server creates the world snapshots. And we'll check in there, I guess. Oh, you know what it is? Oh, I see. Oh, man. Oh, geez. Okay, I'm so happy I figured this out. The way it works, in my network manager, when I send a packet, I should have used a much less normal character, because this is really going to cause some issues. Okay, well, I'm going to have to figure out a better way to do it. But basically, when I send out a packet, I send out the packet string, which is the serialized, it's a JSON object of the packet. So when I can send it as a string of text. So I can send anything over, any object So I can send over items, I can send packets, I send them as a string. But in order for the client to be able to parse it properly, it also needs a packet type. So what I've been doing is to differentiate the actual string from the packet type, I've been using a semicolon. But what also uses a semicolon is the animation meta. As you can see here, it uses semicolon. So when the client gets it, it's splitting on the semicolon, which is causing a bunch of bugs. So basically I just need to make it so that it's a little bit more robust. I can still use the semicolon, it's just I need to say like everything after the semicolon, you concatenate it together. But I don't think I'll use a semicolon. I think I'll use a pipe because it's much less, it's used a lot less. See, so what I do is I do message.split, and then the message I just set to the first one, but that's not correct. So this should do message is equal to nothing, and for int I is equal to 1. I would say the best is to send to my email here. I'll just write in chat. I'm pretty active on that email, and it's not my personal one. I use it more like for the YouTube channel and stuff like that. So I'd say that's the best one to send it to me from. Oh, the stream's offline. Yeah, it looks like it is lagging a bit. Yeah. I can always just stop the stream real quick and then get it right back up. YouTube's kind of nice for that. You can stop the stream for like I think 2 minutes or something, and then you can get it back up and it'll continue. So if it continues, just let me know and I'll fix it. Don't send spam. I use it for the YouTube channel, so I mean it's not my personal email, so like I mean I don't want spam there obviously, but it's kind of in between, you know, like I get emails from YouTube about different things, and but I read it all though, so if you guys want to if you guys are interested in that, then go right ahead. Completely messed up this for loop here. Length. Okay. To do the same on the client, and then I think it should work after that. So that's pretty cool actually. Well, it helped me fix another bug, which is nice. I like when I find, well, that's usually how it happens, but when you get a bug and then it causes you to fix something else in order to get it to work properly, I think that's kind of cool. I should probably be using constants for that, but that's okay. Okay, and then basically just need to do the same thing here. So for int I is equal to 1, I is less than packet wrap array. Oops, dot length I plus plus. All right. That should work, I think. Okay, we're gonna have to restart everything, of course, but okay, let's go in debug mode. Yes, I used to do that troll with the VBS scripts. Actually, I was telling Pyrochemist that once. That was so much fun. I used to do that one. Also on Windows, you can do shutdown -I, and with that, you're able to look through your network and shut down any computer, and also send messages to them when you shut down. And the security at my high school was horrible. So I would shut down -I my friends' computers while they were doing work and stuff like that, sending them troll messages. Once I even had a friend at another school that was in the same school board, and since all the network is all connected, we planned it out, and I shut down his teacher's computer when his teacher wasn't using it, of course, all the way from my school, like across the network using it. He told me like the room number, the school number, and also the computer number of that teacher, so I was able to locate it. It was pretty funny, actually. But yeah, I remember those days. And sometimes like I would just be doing productive stuff, like just regular programming, and the teachers would accuse me of doing things. But I don't know. I don't know how they got the idea I was doing bad stuff, because nobody ever really caught me. They just assumed because they saw code on the screen, they're like, oh no, he's hacking. Oh yeah, but security at my high school was so bad back then. Everybody figured out the Wi-Fi password so easily. Because in Windows 7 you can actually, they had administrator access on all the computers, first of all. And in Windows 7 with administrator access you can go back and check the Wi-Fi password, so it was easy. Anyways, that's my story about high school. But yeah, I used to do that VBS one also. I used to play around quite a bit with Batch. Yeah, CDs. Well, CDs were pretty revolutionary. I mean, not that I know much about that. I wasn't really around back then when they came out, but you had things like the PlayStation 1 that took advantage of it. It was really like a revolutionary technology, but it's funny how we're all going back to solid state now. Cannot connect to debug server. Oh yeah, we did that too. A lot of the sites, they didn't block the HTTPS version of them, so we were able to use that. But we could also use like VPNs or like proxies. So we'd go on to proxy websites. I remember like there were a few common ones we used to use, like I think hide.me was a free one we could use, so we can go on game websites and stuff. I think there are channels though on how to do scripts to troll people. Like there's one channel I follow, he basically reviews viruses. He mostly does vintage ones. It's pretty cool. I don't remember the name of the channel though. I don't really watch it that much. But it's pretty interesting. Okay, why can't I connect to the server now? Oh, okay, because maybe there's a connection issue with my code. That would make sense, right? I just changed the net code a bit. Okay, so he's using a pipe, right? one less than length, I++, yep. Okay, it looks good. Maybe it's something on the server. Message.split. And okay. So I'm using a semicolon there, but I think that's okay. Use a pipe here, pipe there. Yeah, this looks alright. Maybe I'm not allowed to use a pipe either. If it doesn't work anymore, I'll just switch back to semicolon. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I remember playing Minecraft in school. There was a website to play it for free on. That was the full version too, not the classic one. I also used to play Halo Combat Evolved at school. We used to play the custom edition mostly. It was a lot of fun. It was like a big LAN party. We were like probably around 12 people, you know, just playing. We'd have 1 or 2 matches going, or we'd play Minecraft together, or there are a couple games that were popular at some points. Okay, I'm thinking we can't use pipes for this. I'll just use I'll just go back to semicolons for this. It could be that it uses a pipe for the packets already or something like that. Yeah, I was thinking I should use a constant. I said that before, but I didn't think I would have to change it so many times, so yeah, that would be best practice though. You're right. It's like there's sync issues with. Okay, I'll stop the server, yeah. Oh wait, I'm still using a pipe here. You learned well. Yeah, it's usually best to use constants for quite a few reasons. Like, it cleans up your code a bit too, so you're using like a name of what it's supposed to be, so it removes the need to use a comment. Also, you can change everything all at once real quick, and yeah, it just provides better consistency. Oh, the stream died. Oh yeah, it says stream resumed. Wow, this is really bad. I'll stop the stream real quick and I'll change a couple settings around and I'll see how it looks. Be right back. See ya. I'll just be right back with the stream. Just saying goodbye too. Alright, should be back. I lowered the bitrate of the stream. So maybe the quality won't be as good, but I can always make the font bigger so it'll be a bit easier to see. But right now my internet isn't very good for live streaming. I'm using Wi-Fi on like a 30 megabyte per second download speed internet and like more like 1 megabyte upload. Yeah, maybe a little more than 1 megabyte, maybe like 2. And I was at 1800 kilobytes before. So now I'm down to 1500, but I don't know. Let me guys know what the quality's like. But I think I'm gonna have to find a solution to switch to Ethernet, because I was actually able to stream some games before with my internet when I was on Ethernet, but now I can't even stream just desktop stuff. Yeah, sure. Okay, there you go. It seems to be working now. Oh, look, that's a good sign. The teleporter doesn't stop when we use a sword. Okay, so what we need to do now to test for sure is to get another client. Oops. It's really long to connect. Connecting to the HollowBit server, that's long. Connect to the HollowBit server. There you go. Okay. Oh no. Crashed. Legal argument. Invalid anti-amshin meta. Alright. Oh. Okay, I see. We're supposed to do... hold on a second. Alright, so basically I'll just draw it out, I guess, because I'm gonna have to think for a second too. Oh, I'm getting a call here. I'm just gonna be right back. I'll mute my voice. Alright, I'm back. It keeps dying, eh? Sorry about that, guys. Well, this video, to answer your question, this video gets, they call it DVRing. So basically it just saves it. So a couple hours after the live stream, I'm able to upload it just like a video. So it'll be up after. I save all of the live streams so you guys can watch them. Except one from Tuesday. Or Wednesday, I mean. Alright, so basically what's happening is this is a packet. This is just a normal packet. And then in between here, we have a semicolon. So this is a packet ID. And this is the string, which is just the text. But with an animation, basically there's a packet ID. And then you have, within the packet ID, you have your animation. This is mostly just for me to visualize as well too, but I guess you guys can see kind of how it works. So once again, you have your packet ID here, but you also have your animation meta, which is also split up with semicolons. So basically, when we use string.split, it's splitting into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different strings. So we extract this out and we got these, but basically we need to put semicolons in between each thing here. So yeah. So what I need to do is to put a semicolon at the end of every string except the last one. So if I is less than packet wrap array dot length minus 1. So if it's before the last one, then packet message plus equals, we also have to put a semicolon there. And I think that's basically it. So that's the server, and we also have to do it on the client. And then now I'm pretty confident it'll work, although there might be something else. So alright, let's stop all this and retry it. I could send raw bytes, but the way that I'm serializing everything is using JSON right now. So it's serialized into a string, and then I send the string, which of course gets serialized into bytes afterwards. But I'm sending it as a string right now. But yeah, there could be an advantage of using bytes and using like the Java serialized class. Although I'm leaning more towards switching to CrowdNet now, since we're not going to be using GWT, the HTML5 version of, since we're not going to be deploying Archipelo onto the web anymore. I'm considering switching to CrowdNet because it uses raw bytes, and it's much faster at serializing and much lower packet size. So yeah, I'm considering doing that. But yeah, good question. Because yeah, sending JSON strings definitely isn't as efficient as it could be, but it works for now. That's all I really care about, is just at least that it works for now, and we can switch it later really easily. Yeah, you send it in like Honey Nut Cheerios, or maybe like Frosted Flakes. It depends what you use. But it's definitely better to send it in as Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because it's better. Okay, there you go, it works. The only issue, as you can see, actually I wanted to do that today. This will be pretty cool. The swords aren't always the same color. I don't know if you guys can notice it. Oh, see, that one was green on the right and blue on the left, just there. And there was the opposite. green on the left, blue on the right. So I'm going to do something pretty interesting to synchronize this. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, first I'm going to get rid of all these all this text here that's spewing out onto the console for testing things. This is nothing there. Here. In the World Snapshot Manager. And okay, that's it for the client, and on the server I think that's it too. Yeah, it's just the animations. So basically, I don't know if you guys knew this. I think in the tutorials I showed you guys how to use random, right? Here, I'm just going to close all these. But there's actually something I learned about, my teacher showed me this semester. I didn't know about with random, because in one of my classes we're doing Java. But there was one cool thing that I learned about the random class in Java, the random utility, is that you can actually pass in an integer here. So for the player, I'm going to create it. What should I call it? Call it sequence. Okay, so it's a java.util.random. There's a couple ways that the player gets created, I think. Okay, so this dot sequence is equal to new random. Alright, but this is the cool part about it. In the random constructor, you can actually pass an integer. So just say we do like this. Now this sequence, random, as long as we're getting the next number in the same sequence, we will get the same numbers from the random, because this is like a seed. I'm sure a lot of you have played like Minecraft or some other procedural generated game where there's like a seed. Well, random accepts a seed, so basically it's going to give you the same random numbers every time because it has the same seed, which is pretty cool. So basically what I'm going to do is when the player gets loaded on the server, it's going to tell the client this is the seed that you'll be using for your random. So then when we get a random, what you may call it, a random animation type, it will use the seed, so it should get the same one. So yeah, actually we're going to randomly generate the seed, so that will also be another variable. So we'll call it seed. And we'll switch this to random. We could just use a constant on both the client and the server, but then it wouldn't feel as natural because players would have the same sequence of animations when they log in. So I'm going to avoid doing that. It's equal to static tools dot get random dot next, and we'll do like that. Okay, and then we also need to pass it in the full snapshot. So full snapshot dot put int seed. Alright, and basically we just need to extract it from the client here, so where we need to put the seed as well. Not even, we can just have the random variable, we don't need to keep track of the seed. Okay, so we have the full snapshot here, so we can actually load in the seed this way. So we can say random equals new random. And then we put in the seed, which will be full snapshot dot get int. And if not, we'll just do 0. Okay. Now the main thing we need to do is we need to actually use this random object when we use things related to the player. So we need a getter. Public random get random return random, and I'm going to change some things up actually on the client. So right now it accepts all players, but it should only accept the current player on the client. Oh wait, no, not even. It doesn't even accept the player. It should though. Actually, talking about serialization, I have one final school project I need to get done. Even though the semester's over, I still have a project, and it's on serialization. We're going to be making our own basic object serializer. Doesn't seem too difficult, it just seems like it would take quite a bit of time, but I'm not worried. It'll probably be fun anyways. Actually, that was probably my favorite class this semester, because we even did a basic game AI, like pathfinding. So we did breadth first search and also depth first search, which is cool. We kind of touched A star, but we didn't really go into it much. But I'll probably learn A star on my own anyways. We also did a bit of game AI. So we made an AI that uses a recursive function to check all the game possibilities, like the possible moves, which was really cool as well. So yeah, definitely some stuff we might end up using in Archipelo. So yeah, that's fun. And alright, almost done here. Okay, so basically instead of using the static tools random in here, we just need to use user.get random like this. And basically the same thing on the server. Where was it again? It's an items use types, test sort use type. User.get random. Yeah, so we didn't even make the getter for that yet on the server. That shouldn't be too hard. Okay. Start the server. I'm going to also start 2 clients, and we'll see how it works. Well, like I'm in college right now studying computer science. It's not like something I learned in high school. In high school, didn't have anything like that either. It's pretty rare they have some sort of computer science program in high schools. At least where I am. I guess probably where you are too, but which sucks a little bit because it's definitely an interesting field. And they had courses for like law and drama and stuff like that, which barely anybody's probably going into in the end. But yeah, I guess there aren't many people going in computer science either, but anyways. Oh, the client crashed. Okay, I won't run in debug mode anymore because close. Okay, cool. Alright, got one client open, and let's get the other one open. And they should be in sync, at least if everything went as planned. So they should be using the same color animation. Let's hope. Alright. Okay, both use green. Yeah, they're using the exact same color. Alright, so that was a pretty nifty solution to that problem. So what do we have left for the combat? I should make a little to-do list for this. But basically, I wanted to make it so that there would be a sticking point. So if you hold down the attack button, there could be like some charge move. But I'm thinking of leaving that for like when we continue working on the combat after the combat update. Because it's been a while since the last devlog, and I kind of just want to get basic combat in, and then we can start going into more advanced stuff. Also, we need to add sound effects for sure. So that's right now. Let's work on the settings, because yeah, these sound effects are annoying. So I want to have some settings to be able to turn them down. And there's a question for me in chat. Actually, that would be kind of cool to do like a test version to send you guys. Yeah, I guess I could eventually. I'd have to talk with the other team members though. Thing is though, there's a lot of networking bugs right now. We tried, all 6 of us, actually I think it was just 5 of us who were there that time, but we tried all playing together, and a lot of them had problems connecting. There was login issues, things like that. Mostly like stuff related to the main menu and the login system. I mean, I guess you guys could help us debug it, but it could just end up being boring. And yeah, this test island, I'm thinking of making it bigger too, because it's not that big. Actually, here I'll walk around it just to show you guys. Nothing special though. You can't even go in the buildings yet. So there's that, well, where we just were, where the sign is and the teleporter. That's just kind of like this little region. And then there's a path that goes up to the north here. And yeah, there's some water, some trees, and some road. So nothing like super special or anything. This little region here, we're probably going to add some monsters that will spawn. We'll probably move the teleporter down maybe close to the village or lower. We can also have monsters along this path here. So yeah, we're just going to kind of fill it up gradually with some of our things that we have in mind. This sound effect is annoying. I turned it off so you guys can't hear it, but it's really bad. Here, I'll turn it on for a second so you guys can hear it. But I just been debugging with it, but it's not not a fun sound effect to debug with. You hear it? It's just like a coin thing. I think I generated it with BFXR. So I'm thinking maybe we'll put the teleporter here and the sign here as well, at the waterfront. And then we'll have this little zone up here with some monsters to fight. I'll probably remove some of these bushes so there's more space to just fight them. But yeah, and this teleporter goes to the Archipelo island if you guys remember. And then this one goes to this map now. But yeah, also if you sprint, the coin noise goes faster because I adjust the pitch. So here I'll show you guys. So this is just walking, and then if you sprint it goes faster. I'm sure it'll sound fine once we have an actual sound effect to use for the walking, but anyways. Also, different tiles now have different sound effects to use when you walk on them, so that's pretty cool. Although I might make some adjustments with that because I think it's a little bit restrictive, and I think it requires you to have like duplicates of the same sound file for different grasses if you different terrains if you want the same sound. Yeah, it's really bad. Let's do run desktop mode now. I mean, not desktop, mobile. Okay, so let's do this settings thing real quick. So basically I just want to make a menu where you can click on it and just adjust the settings. And I also want to do it in the main menu as well if you log out. Just a little settings thing in here. Yeah, it chickens. I definitely want to put some like throwbacks to Zelda in there, but I don't want to put too many. A coin sound mode? Like keep it in the game just as a troll? Yeah, I could do that probably. Alright, so I'm gonna start out by just adding in the back end for the settings. Actually, no, first thing I'm gonna do is back up commit this code because I haven't committed in a few weeks now actually. Let's close all this, get a nice fresh start. Okay. There. Exclamation mark. Alright, it's pretty good. I think we fixed a few bugs too along with this, so that's nice. Also, one other thing we need to do with the combat as well is actually apply damage to things that we hit. Yeah, so it shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. We pretty much got it figured out already. We can keep a server open. And might as well commit the editor. Thumbs.db. Source images icons. We'll just delete that. Alright, because the thumbs.db was removed, that's why it's not there. Removed cache file. Yeah, definitely. You can definitely hide some cool stuff around. And although I really like the way Terraria looks and the way it kind of feels. You can like, there's some pretty neat weapons in there too, I find. But yeah. Okay, so let's add in these settings here. So I don't remember exactly where I did it. I think maybe it's in the tools. Prefs, I think I put it in. Yeah, so I already have a settings file. Here, I'll open it up for you guys. I think I talked about this in the tutorial though. I showed you guys how to use shared preferences. This is the same thing. It's in your home folder. If you go to, I think it's a not the libgdx folder. Maybe it's Archipelo? No. Well, yeah, I did screenshots of Archipelo, by the way, too. Just to show you guys. Oh, yes, I did the screenshot of that upside down thing. It's pretty cool. No, it's .prefs. Actually, these are from a few games. You have this from the tutorial. You can check it out. You have the high score in there. Space Raiders is actually a modification of the tutorial space game that someone made in the community. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And Cosmonaut was another libgdx game, which just saves the level. But here's the Archipelo one, so you're going to see, of course, the login information, but I don't really care. It's just a test account. So joetheman@gmail.com. So you have different things. You have some settings saying whether the server was picked. Showing disclaimer. Showed disclaimer is when you first load the client for the first time, it shows a disclaimer saying like this is just a new game and whatever. So that's just to say it already happened. And username, I don't know why that's at Henry. I don't even think I use the username anymore, but that's fine. Okay. So basically, you're just gonna add a couple more settings in here, and yeah, that's how we'll do it. Oh yeah, and chosen language as well. But it's not saved in there right now, so we'll have a float. Call it sound effects volume. Have a master volume, and we'll also have a music volume. So basically we just have to load it in. We'll keep it consistent, so this dot master volume equals prefs dot and that will be the default. This will be music, and we also have the sound effects. Alright, so basically just loading in the settings from the file, and if they don't exist, we give it the default value of 1, so it's going to be a value from 0 to 1 for the setting. Okay. And we also need to create getters and setters for those things. So let's do that. Create getters and setters. Sound effects volume. The main difference here is that for the setter, we also need to set it in the settings file. So we need to do prefs.put and then the value. So here we do prefs.put float. Like that. And we also need to do prefs.flush to save the preference. And that's basically it. So in the settings, we can add in the new entries. Hey, how's it going? Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't see your message, Raging Rabbit. Yeah, I guess sure if you want to send it. As long as it's not a virus. If it's a jar, I'm probably not really worried. I don't even know how damaging jars can be. Well, yeah, I guess they can play with your files and stuff and install other stuff, but... Yeah, actually no, I'll take that back. Yeah, you can do some damage with a jar file. Alright, so I'm setting my master volume to 1. So now what we need to do is actually make these things affect the sound. Sound.play. Okay, so the main issue is that we're playing sounds from several different sources, which is okay, sound manager. Okay, so the sound manager should not give access to the sound. It should only play sounds. So public void play sound. So it would have the path, it would have a float of volume, float of pitch, and also float of pan. Dot play volume pitch pan, like this. But this volume should also be affected by you know, the master volume and also the sound effects volume, because this is the sound manager, right? So we need to do like this, and then Archipelo client.get game.get prefs.get master volume, and also times get sound effects volume. Okay, so we're gonna have to change a couple of things here, but that's fine. Wait, we should make a has sound method first here. So public boolean has sound string path return sounds dot contains key path, like this. Dot has sound data dot path. Alright, so basically we're just making everything more abstract, so that we don't have direct access to the sound objects. We can only play them abstractly and also check if they exist. This is just so that we don't have issues where some sounds are affected by the volume settings and some aren't. Yeah, well, this isn't super advanced. I did a tutorial on how preferences work. So there is a couple of little things with the sound you need to understand. Like volume is measured from 0 to 1. So you can multiply volume settings to the volume to affect it, which is cool. Yes, that's the main issue here, is with the soundlets. So I'm going to change soundlets a little bit so it string ID. Like this. Archipelo client.getGame.get sound manager dot sound if it does I guess in the audio manager I should have the sound manager. I should also have a play method without arguments. Whoops. Right, okay, so only one argument plays with the volume, which is what we want. Alright, looks good. And this should be returning a long. It's basically just the unique ID of the sound. So we can just return what this produces. So we use this long in order to get certain sounds and set their settings and things like that. Oh, yeah, ID. It just changes to sound. ID like this. Sound ID. My mouse is glitching up these days. Well, I think it's more of a software issue. It seems like it double clicks sometimes when I'm clicking, which causes some bugs. Like, see, it did it there. See if I try to highlight. That's fine now, I guess. Okay, and we also need to change all these methods, so we're going to have to add in a lot of utility methods in here in the sound manager. That's alright, so we'll have here, let's put it on the side here. So what do we need in the soundlet? We need a play, well, which we have already, so that's good. Wait, we need to play at volume. Alright, like this. Okay, we got all these. We need a loop. That sounds. And this of course should be using the volume anyways. I'm surprised I didn't think of this in advance when I was actually working on these things. Float volume. Sorry, I haven't been checking chat too much. Okay, cool. You sent the jar. Mouse. The mouse is maybe 3 years old now. 3 years old. It's a good mouse, but I think it's a software issue. But I don't know. It seems like when I restart my computer, the problem goes away for a few hours. Where's HollowBit from? I don't even know. I just kind of came up with it. I thought it was a cool name. Yeah, sure. I'll check out. I'll check out the game. Yeah, you sent it as a jar. Okay. I don't really feel like compiling it now. Press P to spawn. All right, cool. The stream seems to be doing not too bad. Only 4% drop frames. I think it helped a lot to reduce the bit rate there. Alright, I'm downloading it now. Yeah, I think it is a software problem, because like I said, when I reset it, it works fine. For some reason, Google Drive isn't letting me download it. There's no download link for it. Yeah, that's what it sounded like you were saying though, HollowBit, because you said, "Yeah, I am," when you said, "Where's HollowBit from?" But I don't think. I think you guys are talking about something different. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not letting me download the jar. Oh, right. String path. If I get a path. Whoops. Why did I put it there? Dot get dot path dot set pan ID, pan volume, and of course I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Yeah, it looks much nicer like this, I think. Okay, set pan. No, set pitch. ID and pitch. I think I should be checking in each of these if the sound exists first. I'll do that after. It should be an easy condition. I won't have to do it here then. So that's good. Public void stop. Also, I'm going to rename these methods to just play. Stop string path long ID. Resume, pause, and then that's it, I think. I'm just going to copy this because it's basically the same thing. Pause, pause. All right, cool. Basically, you just need to create a condition in here. So if has sound path, then redo it. And the same thing here, but we also have to have an else here. Just return -1 if it doesn't exist. Yeah, we don't even need the else. All right. Now in here, we need to call this like that. Of course, it's missing the sound. Hey, new subscriber, welcome. It seems like my Twitch alerts thing isn't working properly, although I hear the sound, but I don't see the pop-up. Maybe I disabled the image by accident. I'll look into it. Well, after the stream. Okay, yeah, I got it now, Raging Rabbit. Alright, well my antivirus removed your game. I won't check it out now. I'll just do it later, maybe after the stream or something. But I'm usually not as open to trying games out like that on my computer. I prefer to do it on Android, since it's a bit harder to get viruses that way. And I don't really care as much if something happens to that. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I get it for free, so. Well, it doesn't use libgdx, right? So I guess you can't put it on Android. Hey, Liverock, how's it going? Yeah, we're getting quite a few people on the stream. It's pretty awesome. More than yesterday too, and yesterday I was really happy already. We're getting quite a few people already. Alright, I think we're almost done with this. This is so tedious. This mouse is glitching now. Come on. Oh, let's use the keyboard. It's faster anyways. Okay. The soundlet is fixed now. Now we just need to redefine this. Change this redefine here. Okay. Change this to sound like that. What else? There's probably some other bugs too still. Entity type. .get sound. Okay, so the entity actually loads in the sounds itself. Wait, no. We can just change this to a string. this. Okay, and basically the same thing here. Alright, we're getting there. I'm also going to have to sound name. Oh, I think I just called it sound here. Okay, so I think that's it for the sound effects. I'm also going to add in a music manager. So let's add that in here. Hold on, I think the asset manager I put a music thing, which I shouldn't have, but should just be using the sound manager, and then we'll have a music manager as well. I think that makes more sense. Yeah, we'll remove these, remove these. Right, and the game's complaining a little bit. Okay, so let's make a music manager. How did I do it for the sounds? Right, I think I put in the shared here. Okay. I think I'm going to do that for the pictures as well. Hold on a second. So right now I'm loading in a lot of the pictures in a not very nice way. I'm just loading it in with code. I'll leave it for now. I'll just do it for the music, but eventually I'm going to do something better for the images as well, because the textures are loaded in like this. But it's more complicated with the textures because you also have texture maps too that need to be loaded in differently. Yeah, okay, so let's... Okay, I can close a lot of this stuff now since we're not using it anymore. But the music manager is going to be very similar to the sound manager. Actually, I should probably load up the sound manager just to get some inspiration. copy paste a lot of it, I guess. Music. I think that's how it's saving it. Yep, save it as a music file in GDX. Song paths. Music path.ogg songs has song. All right, so there's the basic gist of it. So let's just try something here. So if you do songs dot get, and we'll just give it a random key, whatever. Dot. So what can we do? We can do play, pause, pan, position. What is that for? Oh, okay. So it's set the playback. We don't need that. So play, pause, and stop is what we need. How do we loop as well? Oh yeah, there's a set looping too. So play, pause. Let's just do it. So public void play string path. We don't need a volume thing here. So we will do if has song. So if the song exists, then we're going to do songs.get at the path dot play. We should also be setting the volume too. Set volume, and we'll use a get volume method again. Public float get volume. So this is a pretty nifty. I think everything is kind of filtering through, for audio is filtering through the music manager and the sound manager. So we know that we are definitely getting the proper sound volume that we should be. I guess we'll find out in a couple minutes if we miss some other things, but I really doubt it. I don't think we use sound effects anywhere else, so. Okay, there you go. We also need to do the loop. It's basically the same thing, but there's no loop for music. So we just need to set looping to true. And just in case, I'm going to put this here and set it to false when we just do play. Loop. I'll have pause. We don't need this. And stop as well. Okay, there we go. Now we just need to create the music manager. This should not be in here. It should be like up here. Audio. We should do music manager. It's equal to new music manager. We don't need this anymore. Oh, and it should be title underscore screen like this. We'll do dash screen and we'll just change the file name because otherwise we're going to have to change it all over the code. Music. There you go. That's the title screen music. For some reason I keep misspelling music. It's like a tongue twister for typing for me or something, I don't know. Okay, and there's a couple of bugs because in other places we're trying to get the music in the wrong way to play. Well, just in two places, just in the main menu screen. So this is when we're trying to play the title screen music. We're not doing it properly, so we should do get music manager dot play like this. That's it. And also for the game screen, stop. Okay. And the server should still be running, so let's test this out. So the sound should be significantly reduced now because it should be set to 0.1, so pretty much sounds the same actually. I think I have a footstep sound manager somewhere that I'm not adjusting the volume with. Footstep player component. Yeah, it's here. Get audio manager. Okay, so this doesn't actually play the footstep sounds, but it manages it. Let's just make sure here. Yeah, master volume set to 0.1. Also, one thing I want to do too, if the volume is less than 1, I want to, at less than 0, I want to just mute it. Like just not play the sound. That'd make more sense, I think. Maybe not, maybe I should just keep it that way. Because it might cause some other bugs related. Okay, let's test the main music, main menu music, see if that works, at least. So if we log out, it should bring us there. Okay, that's definitely quieter. This I know for sure. If you go back into the game. Alright, the sound for that's pretty much the same. If we hit, it's definitely less loud, so that works. Alright, so something with the footstep sounds. Oh yes, there's also an entity sound manager too. Entity audio manager. There could be a couple things in here causing this. Footstep sound loop. Footstep sound is a soundlet. So the soundlets use the manager, so that shouldn't be an issue. I'm curious to try something here. I want to see if if we do like this, I want to see what the volume of the sound is. Yeah, okay, I put the... So obviously if it's... Okay, so it's not playing the sound. Maybe it's just the coin sound is really loud, that we don't even notice it's that could be for sure, because it's saying right now, as soon as you start walking, it's saying that the volume is only 0.1. What if I put it much lower? Here, what if I do 0? That should mute it completely, right? So we'll know for sure if it's affecting it that way. Alright, we still hear it. So the volume is 0, but it's still playing it like full blast. Okay, here with the set pan, we're not multiplying by the volume. That could be causing bugs for sure. Actually, that probably is the bug now that I think of it. Because we are setting the pan when we're doing the footsteps, so yep. That's probably it. Oh, whoops, we already had a client open. Alright, there you go. No sound. Here, I'll put the sound so you guys can hear it. Here, I should get rid of these comments before I forget. You do hear it at like a tiny bit though, for like a second. Which is a bit weird. Maybe I should set the volume before playing the sound. Like maybe there's a bug with that or something. No, you can't even set the volume before because you need the ID, right? Anyways, I think that's alright. It's just a tiny little bug. So if we do 0.1 like this. Now I don't think I'm going to do the settings menus for this just now. I'm just kind of happy having the back end working. We'll do the settings another time. It's nice and easy. There you go. You can hear, but it's not too loud. And there's the sword. Okay, I just need to test that it works for the different things. So let's set the master volume to 1 and we'll set the music to 0.5. How does the stream look, by the way? Like, is the quality alright? Because I lowered the bit rate. Alright, so the sound's full volume now, but if you go to the menu, it sounds about the same volume, if I'm not mistaken. Although I'm not sure. Okay, let's set it really low just so we can know for sure. 0.1 like this. Yeah, that's definitely lower. Alright, sounds good. I'm just going to remove this. Alright, cool. Now we got 1 here, and let's set the sound effects to 0.1, and we need to make sure that the music is full volume, but the sound effects aren't. And then we'll know for sure that it all works. And I think maybe I'll do the settings menu, and I'll do the item sound effects the next live stream, which will probably be next Monday. I don't know. I'll see what I feel like doing, but I'm a bit tired today. Alright, so that's lower for sure. And go to the menu, and the music's full volume. Alright, perfect. So we know that the back end for all of it works. Might as well add in the item sound effects now, but I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go to the washroom. Yeah, we'll add in the item sound effects. I think we have a full hour left at least for the stream. I'm not sure if I'll feel like doing the full hour, but because I'm pretty tired. But I don't know if we have. Yeah, we could probably implement the item sound effects in that time. All right, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I opened up my window a little more, so you might hear some kids yelling outside. It's like super nice out right now, so a few kids. Actually, why aren't these kids in school? I just need to do something real quick here. Alright, okay, I'm done. I was just changing the Discord settings because right now it's actually possible for people to send TTS messages. Well, not right now, not anymore because I just disabled it. But I didn't want people using TTS while I'm on stream and sending some audio trolling. So yeah, it's really nice. It was supposed to be raining like for this whole week. People were being super depressing, saying it's supposed to rain for like 2 weeks. And it's been pretty sunny so far. Especially today is really nice. Okay, so alright, so let's add in the sound effects for items. So how will I do that exactly? I kind of need to think about it first to make sure I'm doing it properly. I'm thinking I'll have the item type data here. So obviously I'm going to have some sort of settings in here to say for the different sounds. But I think just having a string array should be okay. So a string array pointing to the different sounds for the item. Yeah, that shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. No, not even. I don't even need that. I just need an integer saying how many sounds there are. So public int num of sounds is equal to 1. Yeah, I'll have to terminate the server now. Yeah, it's been kind of back and forth here. There used to be, well, there was crazy flooding, so it's still kind of crazy, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Some crazy floodings around here. There's a lot of rain. The water level was just rising, but it's seems to be getting better now. All right, no problem. Okay, so num of sounds, and we'll have to load in these sounds. Whoa. I guess I can add something to the sound manager to load new sounds. That would be good. Map audio manager, what's that for? Okay, that's fine. Sound manager, so I'm going to add in yeah, so this will be a way to add in new sounds. So basically each item is going to tell the sound manager, hey, load in these new sounds for us. We need these new sounds. So putting in the ID and at the path like this. The path should be the ID. So just keep it like that. And why is it Boolean? I think I was just copying the one from before. Sounds.put at path we put a GDX like this. Okay, there you go. Okay, so now in here we're going to have a public int num of sounds. and we'll load it up here. Thought. So we're basically, each item is going to have a number of sounds they can use, and the sound can be played just using the ID from, like, just say it has 2 sounds, it could be used 0 or 1 for the different sound. Yeah, well, that's it. Last week was really bad. Monday this week was the worst, at least where I live. By the way, I live near Pyrochemist. I know him in real life, if you guys were wondering. Okay, and I should also have private void load sounds. Like this. So yeah, this will use. What I'm debating about is whether different styles of items should have the same sound or something different. I think I'll do the same sound. And if they want a different sound, they can just set themselves as different items, because they'll be completely different then at that point. Okay, so for int 0 is equal to, no, int 0. I is equal to 0. I is less than num of sounds. I plus plus. Okay, and then in here we can just basically do Archipelo client dot get game dot get sound manager dot load sound, and the path will be items, then the item ID of this one is ID, and then I guess just I, like that. I'm going to rename this to load all assets. There you go. So that will load in all the different sounds for the different items. I think by default I should make the number of sounds 0. Yeah, I'm going to change a couple of things here with this. I'm going to change this to a string array. I think that makes more sense. So that way we can also, it's not restricted to loading in sounds for this item, so we would have to duplicate file names and stuff like that. I didn't really explain that well. Basically, doing it this way will have the ability to use sound effects used by other items as well for this particular one, which would be nice. And this way we can also take advantage of the style too, which would be cool. yeah, I think this is a much better way to do it. And in here we'll just do sounds at I. And we can also do it, we can do like this. So this should actually be a two-dimensional array then. Array. Hold on a second here. Num of styles. And then this should use, okay, so you have the first dimension of the array, which is for the styles, and the second one is for the sound IDs themselves. All right, cool. Okay, and then now we just need to return sounds at style and ID like this. This should be public. And I should not put it there. All right. What else? Okay, so that should load in the sounds. That's all good, I think. Now we just need to actually tell the client, like, hey, this is the sound you should be playing. I guess we should load it in on the server as well. All these different sounds. Although we don't have to do much with it. We don't actually have to load the sounds, which is good. Hey, 13 viewers. Welcome, everybody. I think this is actually the most viewers we've had on the stream ever. So, all right, cool. Breaking records today twice. Actually, we had 11 before, which is already a first record, and then now 13. If any of you guys are new, please feel free to subscribe. I'll be live streaming a lot, especially this summer. So, yeah, it'll be some good fun. Okay, and we just need to load it in here. And all right, see you, Raging Rabbit. A good time with you guys this morning. Good conversations. I think this is the time that the chat's been the most active as well too. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Thank you guys so much for creating such a great community. I feel like this is it's really starting to build up into something now. Well, we're at like 750 subs now, which is nuts. Like, we've already grown 50% since the subscriber special, which was in was it late February or yeah, around mid to late February. So that's quite a bit of growth in 3 months. We've grown 50%. Very cool. I thank you guys so much for that. It means a lot, really. Get to work on games, which is so much fun. Sounds. Okay, there you go. I don't know what else is required. Well, we need to actually play the sounds. So the way we do that on the server is we have the use type. So let's go here to the test use type. Right now we're just returning 0 because that's the sound that we want to play. Although we should make it so we can return -1 to play no sounds. But I want to try something with the player. So right now the player always plays a sound when they use the when they use an item because of this. But we don't want that anymore, so get rid of that. Play sound at location. Okay, that's not exactly what we want to do, but it's close. So we can use item.getType. I just kind of did something quickly just because I thought it'd be neat. So we do this item.getType getSound by ID, and this will be item.style, and this will be the ID of the sound itself, so it'll be sound type. Okay, so that's how we play the sound on the server. Now we need to play it on the client. First thing we need to check here, though, I forgot one last thing. If sound type is greater than or equal to 0, and sound type is less than well, I guess we should be checking the bounds in the item type itself. So let's do that. Item type get sound if style is greater than or equal to 0 and style is less than num of styles, and ID is greater than or equal to 0 and ID is less than what it would be sounds at 0 dot length. Otherwise we will return a blank string. Okay, so that's just going to make sure that the sound is within bounds, so that's good. The only thing I'm concerned about is if we do this.play sound at location, if it's blank it should ignore it. So that's in the entity class, I believe. Why did I do that? I need to get used to doing this. Location.map.play sound. Alright, let's do it in here. This.play sound at path. Does sound exist? Okay, so it's going to make sure if the sound exists anyway, so we're good with that. Actually, we're going to have to load in the sounds to the server sound manager as well. Otherwise, it won't play them properly. Alright, so I'm glad I did that. If Okay, there you go. Okay, so that's all good. And in the item type, we need to add in the sounds. So let's create a private load sounds method here. Get sound manager dot add sound. It's basically the same thing as this one here. Just copy that. Yeah, because on the server itself, I made a protection so that we cannot play sounds that are that aren't available on the client. So we can't even, the server can't even send sound IDs to the client that aren't valid. I just did that because, I mean, I don't really know why I did that. I guess it just saves data when you send it. And it's more robust too, you know, you're not just wasting time sending sound IDs to the client to play if they can't play it. So yeah, there's that. How do we generate the path again? Yeah, we just do this. Okay, and then load sound should be called from here. So public static load assets. Hey, I copied this, come on. Type.load sounds. And also Archipelo server needs to call the load assets. Sound manager. Yeah, that looks good. And then we can do load assets like that. All right. That's looking pretty good. Now I think we just need to handle it on the client, and then we should actually add in the sounds for using the sword. And I think that will be pretty much it for that. Okay, so we did it on the server, now we just need to add in the client, so that should be easy. Hold on, I'm lost now for a second. Hold on a second. Okay, here you go. Okay, and then in the player, oh right, the main issue I'm worried about is the sound playing twice. Since we're just playing the sound at a location. Okay, that's no big deal. I'm gonna have to copy this as well too, so it's consistent as well. So how do we play a sound at the current player's location? Map audio manager. Okay, so this is if so in the map there should be a way to play a sound at a location, but that's not the proper way to do it though. Alright, I'm gonna have to change some things a little bit. Okay, so we need to make it so that we're not playing the item sound at a location in the game world twice, because the player will play the sound for themselves and they'll hear it, and then the server is also going to send them the command. So when they use an item, it's going to play the sound twice. So basically we just need to make it entity specific. So entity audio manager. And all this should be in here like this. That's not very efficient. Here, we'll create a method like this, play item sound. String sound. Play non-specific sound. That makes more sense. And then in here we can do play non-specific sound. Put this instead here. So basically this will be playing sounds for this entity without caring if the entity actually has this sound effect loaded for themselves, because different entities can have different sounds. Like here, I'll show you guys real quick. Entities, player. See, the player has the hit sound. So I can just say play the hit sound for the player, and it's going to go get the sound at this path. But I want to make it so that the different entities can play sounds directly like this, without it messing things up too much. Okay, and this is also for sounds. Maybe I should just not even verify if the entity has that specific sound. No. I'll just add in. Where's the source shared? All right, sounds. and we'll create a new array. I'll call it unsafe. I'll call it uSounds. That sounds alright. And I'll do uSounds like this. There you go. Okay, that's cool. Now we just need to add it in onto the server. Entity Audio Manager. Entity.changes.addSound. Add unsafe sound. uSounds.add. Okay, and then public void play unsafe sound. Plays a sound for this entity that is not necessarily for it. You can use any sound path here. This is used to avoid sound sync issues with clients. Okay. Entity dot changes dot add unsafe sound. There you go. And now we just need to actually change it to do that. So where's the player? Player. Audio manager dot play unsafe sound. Like that. And similarly on the current player, we'll do audio manager dot I should call it unsafe sound, I think, just to keep it consistent. Item dot get type dot get sound by ID. Item dot style sound type. I'm going to rename this to play unsafe sound, because it's not really the safe way to play sounds, but if we know what we're doing, then it should be alright. Okay, I'm gonna launch it and nothing's gonna happen. Basically, I just want to make sure it's all good. So there won't be any sounds for the sword now, but I'll add it in after, and should be pretty easy to do. Also, I'm going to remove the sound from the player. I just want to make sure it doesn't crash or anything. Whoa. Sound manager that has sound. Okay, there's just a couple of sound manager bugs here. Also, we don't want to add the sound in if it already exists. So if does sound exist, path. So if it doesn't exist, we add it. Okay, cool. Did the server crash or anything? Oh yes, saw some output stuff here. Oh, it's still playing the sound effect. Well, I think maybe I forgot to turn it off on here. Yeah, I did. We can close this. Keep things tidy. Alright, there you go. No sound plays, which is good. That's what we want. So now let's add in the sound. So let's close what we don't need anymore. We don't need this. We don't need that. We don't need that. You need those two use types. And also for, okay, we need to open up the assets folder, items, this, and we also need the player one. So for the player, I'm going to remove this because we don't need that. And for this, we'll add in the sounds. So for style 0, what is the sound ID for this again? Sounds. Actions hit. And it's going to be the same thing for that. Okay, so basically, sounds is an array of arrays. And each row within sounds is for a different style. For style 0, it's going to play this sound, and for style 1, it's going to play that one. Actually, what we can do to test is with the different styles, we can play different sounds. So this should be playing the sound of the coin sometimes, and so I'm guessing with, just say it's blue, the sword. No, if it's red or blue. So if it's red, it should be playing this sound, and if it's blue, it should be playing this one. So this one's like a, and this one's the coin one. And in here we need to, we're just going to set it to 0 because there's only one type of sound for each one. Like that. Alright, close the server. Reboot it. Oh, no, pulling your exception. Oh, the sound manager doesn't exist. Oh, it's just a priority issue here. It's basically I'm loading this in before. There you go. Hey, there you go. Alright, so it's also going to play that one, but if we switch to this one, it does the coin. Ah, beautiful. Let's load up 2 clients just to make sure that it's well synced and everything. It should be playing the sound twice, actually. Since we have two clients open. Alright, so that's an issue for sure. Alright, but I don't think it's something I can't fix, though. At least not. I don't think it'll take me too long to fix this. So Entity Audio Manager. Okay, so we're looping through each U sound. Oh, I might have an idea, actually. In here in the clear, we have to clear the U sounds. But that would be causing a different bug, I think. If that really was the bug. If you go on the server here, Entity Audio Manager, and if we do play unsafe sound, it adds it to the unsafe sound. And you just need to make sure that in the player, we're using the play unsafe sound. Yep. Maybe that was the only bug before. I think I loaded the server in debug mode, I believe. I don't know, is there a way to tell visually? I'll just stop it and restart it. Now I'll know it's in debug though. Display names? Yeah, I'll have them eventually. That's very easy to add in, actually. I could probably do it now in like 5 minutes. It's just, I just want to get this done. Alright, still only playing it once. Alright, well at least now the server's in debug mode, so I know that. Play unsafe sound. Let's test it out. I should probably put the clients in debug mode as well too. I think you can have multiple things in debug mode, right? What does it say? Doesn't say anything. Okay, so I do this. Oh. In here I'm checking if sounds is not equal to null. Ah, that's why. There you go. I think I figured it out. Or snapshot dot u sounds is not equal to null and not snapshot dot u sounds dot is empty. That was just basically like a protection so you don't bother calculating all this stuff if there's no sounds. I think I have to restart both of them. And I think that's it. I don't really see what else could be causing this, because that definitely makes sense. All right, hold on a second. Should really put these in debug mode. Approaching the 3 hours, but I'm gonna keep working on it until I get this bug fixed, because we'll have a pretty cool system in place once it is fixed. So I'm gonna change this here so that the default size is in 720p. Equal to width. Oh right, it's in the run preferences here. Arguments. What's the resolution for 480p? I'm just gonna Google it real quick. 640 by 480. Yeah, that's a good size, I think, for debugging. Although I should be using the debugger. It should be printing out in the in test here. Handle changes is not being called. Okay, so that's the main issue, I guess. On here. Apply changes. Okay, so it's like it's not noticing that there's changes until something activates it. Ah, there's another thing here, checking if it's empty. There you go. And that's server related. Yeah, there you go. Now you hear it twice. Alright, perfect. Hey, we're just about to hit 3 hours and it's all fixed. Nice. Hey, so the combat is mostly done. I just need to add in an enemy to play around with. Also enemy spawners and doing damage. But other than that, the basic combat's done. Of course, we're going to add more in the future. But the basic thing is here, and that's awesome. Yeah, the coin walking is annoying. We'll get better sound effects for that soon. Don't you worry. Anyways, oh yes, I should probably remove all these test codes. And yeah, that's it. I'll just commit it. Okay. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We broke the record twice today for how many people we had on at once. So the record before today was 9 people, and we got to 11 today, and then we got to 13. So thank you guys so much, and thank you everyone who was active in chat. It really made like a nice discussion we had. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys. I'll probably be live streaming next week, maybe Monday, but I'll see. But yeah, anyways, should have a devlog out pretty soon since this combat is almost done. So I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Goodbye.